I'm going to start by saying namaskar. I already explained that in the plenary what it means. It means I bow to the divine in you. So anytime somebody says namaste to you, it's not just, oh, it's from India. It actually means a salutation, and a namaste means you have to leave your ego and you have to bow to the other person, which means there is a God in each one of us, and when we say namaste to each other, we are bowing to the God in each other. So that is the meaning of namaste. So let's all do namaste, please.
Namaste.
Namaste. And the full form, please welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the session from India. Welcome. We want more males in the room. Yes, please. That's why we invited you. And so I'm going to tell you a story. So the whole session is based on Warli painting, which is from India. Now, India is a very large country. Can anybody tell me how many states India has?
29.
29 states.
29 plus 10.
Plus 3. 29 plus 3.
32. So we have 32 different states, which means 32 different languages. More than that, of course. We have more than 100 languages. 32 different kinds of embroideries, 32 different kinds of weaves, at least 32 different kinds of paintings. Now this kind of painting, which I'm going to talk to you in a story about, comes from the west of India in a state called Maharashtra. It's a tribal art, and it is practiced by the tribals from a place called Warli in Maharashtra. So they are called the Warlis. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the story, and the name of the story is Dancing on the Walls. So let's begin the story. And harvest time is supposed to be one of the most important times in India, because India is basically an agricultural country. So harvest is a big festival in all parts of the country.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I start drawing from the...
Yes, please. Why not?
With Warli.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So Amrita is going to help us draw.
Can we bring
Yes,
that?
absolutely. Wonderful.
I'm going to try. I've never
Yeah,
done it.
because I've got things for you all to draw at the end of the session, because you are all going to listen to the story and you all are going to understand, because this is the whole story.
If you're going to
Yes.
do that, then I'm
Yeah. I've brought everything for them. All that you see there, they're all going to draw. I'm also going to show them how children have drawn so that they can draw better. Yeah. So here is the story for you all. Let's start with the story. Here is this little girl, and her name was Shirvi. Can we say the word?
Shirvi.
Shirvi was a little girl, and she stayed in Warli in Maharashtra. And she says, I wish. Now let's see what she was wishing for. I wish, murmured Shirvi. I wish I could sweep the entire courtyard with a wave of my hand. She wanted to sweep the courtyard with a wave of her hand, and powder the rice and plaster the walls with fresh cow dung. So this is a tribal community which builds its homes with cow dung and rice powder. So she says, I wish I could do that. Now let's see why she's wishing that. Shirvi lived in a village in the Sahyadri Hills. So there are a lot of hills and mountains in Maharashtra, and one of the famous ones is the Sahyadri mountain range. And it was night before the harvest festival. Big yellow moon was rising slowly. Her parents and two sisters had gone to the market to buy some things for the celebrations next day. Shirvi had stayed back because she wanted to give her parents a surprise by finishing all the work before they returned. It was getting late. Her parents would soon be back, and that is why Shirvi murmured, I wish, because she had not done any of the work. So she murmured, I wish. Now look at little Shirvi. Look at the kind of clothes the tribals wear. And there she is with her little two pigtails, sitting and wishing, I wish. Now let's see what happens. Cuckoo, 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 called a bird. A startled fruit bat took off from a fig tree. A shooting star blazed across the sky. Suddenly, Shirvi saw something by the river. It looked as though bits of silver were floating down to earth from the big harvest moon. She ran towards the river. There she saw silvery creatures sliding down the moonbeams, one by one. Can you see that? She's seeing these little silvery creatures sliding down from the moonbeams. Now let's see what she does. Then Shirvi noticed that hundreds of silver creatures were running up and down the riverbank, waving their stick-like arms and calling for help. One of them had fallen into the water and was being carried away by the current. There they were all on the riverbed, getting carried away by the current. Shirvi quickly broke off a thin, long branch from a tree and put it in the water. "Grab a stick, one," she called out. It held on as Shirvi slowly pulled it to safety. "Thank you," the creature said. "It was nothing," Shirvi replied. "But who are you and where are you from?" That's what Shirvi asked the little creature. Now let's see. "From the moon, of course," said one creature, stepping forward. "We are moon people. Sometimes we come down to earth to climb the trees and smell the flowers and listen to the birds. But we don't know how to swim," added another. "There's no water on moon." Because if there was, we would all be there, right? "And now we must do something for you," they said. "But," Shirvi said, but you're so little. What can you do?" "Did you wish for something?" one of them said. Before Shirvi could say anything, the silver creatures went to work, cleaning the river, powdering the path, sweeping the courtyard, plastering the walls. It seemed like the work was done. "We work with the speed of light," said one of the creatures. "And now, let's dance." So there they are, around the house. Can you see them all? Yeah. All the silvery creatures doing all the work, and the hut is now going to look lovely. Now what happens? They all started dancing. Can you see them all started dancing, the stick figures? And what happened then? One of them began to play a soft tune on a reed flute. The others gathered around, clapping their hands, clicking their fingers. Can you do that? Come on, let's clap our hands, click our fingers. Clap our hands, click our fingers. Clap our hands, click our fingers. Click. 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 One. They moved slowly at first, and then faster and faster. Let's see if we can keep up with them. So we start slowly. Clap. Click. Faster. Click. They created their own music. What is happening here? A voice rang in the night. The dancers were startled. They were so engrossed in themselves, they were startled. They leapt up in the sparkling flashes of light onto the freshly plastered wall. So what happened is they were so startled. There was a freshly plastered wall, and all these creatures leapt up and got stuck there. And more people came out of their homes to see them. Now see them, they are all on the wall. All of them are on the wall. And that's how Warli painting originated in Maharashtra. Meanwhile, Shirvi's parents returned. When they saw the pictures on the wall, they thought they are pictures on the wall. They thought she had drawn them. "This is beautiful, Shirvi," exclaimed her mother. "Yes, beautiful," murmured the others. Nobody had seen something so beautiful before. Look at the painting. Now you understand why you are in a circle? Because the Warli painting is always in a circle. And they're all stick figures. From that day on, the Warli people began to decorate their walls with shining white figures. Dancing, singing, taking the cows to graze, plowing, praying. These were the pictures that they drew. But only Shirvi knew the secret of the dancing on the walls. And here are the paintings that they do on their walls. So just like the cavemen drew pictures on the cave walls, the Warli tribals, they decorate their walls with these kind of paintings. They're always white and their walls are of course brown, and so their paintings look like that. Now I'm going to show you a story in which I used Warli painting. I got somebody who was very good in Warli painting because I wanted children to not only look at illustrations as cartoons, but I wanted them to also see the real art and how it can become an illustration. So I wrote a book on Diwali, and this is the storybook. It's called My Diwali Story. Now I actually wrote it for an international audience because nowadays a lot of schools abroad have Hindu children and they want to teach them about Diwali. So I wrote this book about what Diwali actually is. And Diwali is the story of Lord Ram and the Ramayana. So I used a professional Warli artist to draw the entire Ramayana story in Warli. So I'm going to be keeping this book here for you, but if you will notice, the entire story is in a Warli painting. So you're now making children aware. So when they start the book, it has illustrations like this. Can you see this? And when they come to the traditional story of cultural story, they are looking at pictures like this. So each of the page is in Warli painting. So the entire Ramayana is given through Warli paintings. So this is how the entire Ramayana in 4 pages has been captured in Warli painting. So that is the most important part. Now can you see the commonality of Warli painting? It's stick figures and stick drawings, and they mainly focus on nature, naturally, because they are tribals, and tribals revere nature, and for them everything is about nature, and that's why their festivals also are about nature. They celebrate nature. And I feel it's important when we work with early childhood, young children are not able to draw big things, complex lines and strokes. If we start them off on something like this, they learn to create their own vision on paper. And that's exactly what we did. So I'm going to show you what some children did when we told them the story on dancing on the walls. These are some of the drawings done by children. Pass it on. Can you see? Some used paint, some used crayons, some used colors, because we just didn't want to restrict them. We said, yes, their ages are also written on the top. And then the teacher has done regio documentation by asking them what they have drawn, and the documentation is also on the drawings. Most of them are 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. Look at that, look at that. So after having one storytelling, this is what the children were inspired to do.
We've also used white and black and black.
Yes, so we gave them a choice. Yeah, we gave them a choice of paper also. That's what I've done for you all today. I brought different shades of paper. I brought crayons for you. I want you to give it a go. Have fun. Have drawing something Warli. And if you see, children are now able to understand, reflect on the story and understand, because they all are from cities. And for them to understand a village, a tribe, things like farming, and they're so easily able to draw the stick figures. You know? And it was such a pleasure.
But this writing is by somebody else.
Yes, that's called the regio style of documentation, where the teacher speaks to the child, what have you drawn, and then she documents it for the child. so that the parents know what the child was doing, what was the vision of the child, why did the child draw what the child wanted. And here was somebody who went berserk. Right? They wanted to do their own stuff because that's what it's all about. So tell me, did you like the story?
Yes.
And did you like the Warli painting? Yes.
The story, the earlier one is written by you?
No, this one is written by Shamim Padamsi, and its artwork is done by Uma Krishnaswamy. It is a Tulika book. So if you go on the website, Tulika Books website,
Amazing books.
they have all these books, and that is what I am urging scholastics to do.
Tulika is amazing.